how many of those players there are, because, you know, the first Borderlands was pretty successful, so, you know, I guess I would say just play the game anyway, because if you know, if the art style is turning you off, then it's a shame because you're missing out on a really cool-ass game. You know, it's the reason it actually changed is because the super realistic art style didn't fit the over-the-top gameplay at the time. And now, you know, the art style is over the top and very cool and very vibrant, and the gameplay is too, so I actually think it's a much more harmonious sort of style. Every vending machine is on a timer, and the item of the day is always better than everything else in the vending machine, or it has a chance to be better than anything else in the vending machine. Higher rarity, higher damage, all that kind of stuff. And so when you see it, it will only be up for maybe 5 minutes, something like that. So if you don't have enough money, you're like, crap, 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 and you're selling everything you have because you want to get this thing, and it's something to add a little bit of tension to just buy something as simple as buying weapons. The one particular tree we've shown off, the Best Times Forever tree, does have this skill called Close Enough, which is really cool in that it, you know, when you miss a shot, it ricochets your shots back and makes them hit at the beginning anyway. So that can be used for, you know, if you're not great at FPSs, if it's your first FPS, if you're just not particularly great at aiming. But you can also use it if you're a hardcore player as a means of flushing enemies out of cover, essentially. Because the enemy runs behind cover and you just shoot to the left of them outside of the cover, and and the bullet goes and hits them anyway. And in addition to that, Necromancer has another skill tree that we're not talking about here, but it's actually very hardcore and very high risk, high reward. And you know, we've gotten a lot of feedback from people that really like Borderlands because the pacing isn't as insanely intense as other games, and you know, it's a much more welcoming game. It's not like, oh my god, shoot everything. It's, you know, in the same way that like Call of Duty games can be, where it's, you know, you have to be very, very quick with how you deal with that. And so we sort of made the Necromancer intentionally as something that could appeal to those players while also being hardcore for our returning fans. We had the guys who were doing the strategy guide did a full playthrough of the first playthrough of the game, basically doing every quest and stuff, and it took them around 40 hours just to complete every quest. And that's just in first playthrough, because if you remember the first game we had, it was called second playthrough then, now it's called True Vault Hunter mode, where you play through the entire game again, but you get to keep your character and you get new levels, essentially, and more skill points. And that's sort of where the real game kicks in for a lot of hardcore players. So if you actually want to fully level up your character to 50, then we're talking about at least 80 hours of gameplay. And in addition to that, that's just for one character. So like if you want to get there with all 4 characters, you're already at 320 hours of gameplay to max out. You know, we don't know. It's sort of, yeah, whatever they do that's crazy, the best thing to do when you're making a game is, you know, find what the console's strengths are and then build your game around that. So we're still hearing about what these consoles could be, what they could do, and whatever it is, we'll try to work within those constraints and work with whatever cool strengths they have, and make something that's unique to that console, but still cool and still satisfies in the way that Borderlands tends to.
You want to prove me wrong? You want to stop the greatness that is Handsome Jack? Well, coming.